By 235 AD, the golden age of Rome was over. The empire was rotting from within. For 50 years, Rome was a slaughterhouse. 26 emperors claimed the throne. Most were barracks emperors, generals who seized power through raw violence. The legions stopped guarding the borders and started choosing the bosses. The economy collapsed. Roman silver was replaced by worthless tin and lead. The economy collapsed. Roman silver was replaced by worthless tin and lead. Money lost its value. A single loaf of bread cost more than a soldier's monthly pay. Then came a deadlier enemy, the plague. It swept through the cities like wildfire. 5,000 people died every day in Rome alone. The empire was gasping for air. Sensing weakness, the Persians attacked from the east. They wanted Roman blood. Their leader was Shapur I, a king who dreamed of humiliating Rome. Into 60 AD, he did the unthinkable. He captured Emperor Valerian alive. A Roman Caesar was now a slave, used as a footstool for a Persian king. Rome shattered into 3 pieces. The Eternal City was no longer in control. In the west, the Gallic Empire broke away, taking the Rhine frontier with it. In the east, Queen Zenobia created her own empire in the desert sands. Rome was a hollow shell, waiting for one final blow to end it all. But then, a soldier emperor rose, Aurelian, the restorer of the world. Didn't debate in the Senate. He marched 5,000 miles to reclaim the land. He crushed the rebels and brought Queen Zenobia back to Rome in golden chains. But Aurelian's success was short. He was murdered by his own trusted staff. The empire was saved, but it was exhausted. It needed a new system to survive. Enter Diocletian, a man who valued logic over tradition. He realized the empire was too big for one man to rule alone. To save the world, he said, we must divide it. They didn't live in luxury. They lived at the borders, where the wars were. Diocletian took the wealthy east. He turned it into a fortress of gold. Maximian took the west, the side that was slowly fading into shadow. For 20 years, the bleeding stopped. The borders were secure once again, but the peace was fragile. It all depended on Diocletian's iron will. May 305 AD, Diocletian abdicated the throne, retiring in his home city of Salona. But the tetrarchy, his system of 4 rulers, collapsed almost instantly. Their sons and generals all wanted a share of the imperial inheritance. To take Rome, Constantine had to defeat his rival, Maxentius, who held the capital. The 10th of October 312 AD, the 2 armies met at the Milvian Bridge, just outside the city. The night before the battle, Constantine, uncertain of victory, saw a sign. A burning cross appeared in the stars with the message, "In this sign, conquer." He ordered his men to paint the Christian symbol on every shield before dawn. The battle was a massacre. Constantine's men drove Maxentius's army into the river. Constantine entered Rome as a victor, now the undisputed master of the West. But the emperor realized that Rome was no longer the effective center of the world. It was too far from the vulnerable Danube and Persian frontiers, and far from the wealth. He chose the ancient Greek city of Byzantium as his new strategic capital. 330 AD, a new Rome was being born. The new city, Constantinople, quickly became a titan of global commerce and power. As Rome in the west slowly faded, Constantinople in the east became a sea of gold. Constantine legalized Christianity, changing the very soul of the empire forever. The old pagan gods of Rome were being replaced by a new, powerful faith. To some it was salvation. To others, it was a betrayal of centuries of tradition. May 337 AD, Constantine died. He was the last man to hold the empire together. He left an empire that was Christian, wealthy, and fundamentally fatally divided. In the west, the frontiers were weak, the wealth was gone. The shadows were deep. His sons immediately went to war over his inheritance. The cycle started again. In the east, the walls were thick, the wealth was rising, and the sun was shining. The two halves were becoming to different worlds, with two different fates. But a greater nightmare was approaching from the east, the Great Migration. Winter, 376 AD, a nightmare appeared on the banks of the Danube River. The Goths, they weren't just invaders. They were a nation running for their lives. Behind them was a terror from the deep east, the Huns. Rome let the Goths in, but treated them like animals, not allies. August, 378 AD, the Goths revolted. The two worlds met at Adrianople. It was the greatest Roman defeat in 500 years. An emperor was killed in battle. The myth of Roman invincibility was dead. The gates were wide open. Winter, 406 AD, the Rhine River froze solid. A bridge for the end of the world. Thousands of Germanic tribes poured into the heart of the Western Empire. There were no more legions left to stop them. Only ruins and ghosts. August, for 10 AD, Alaric and the Visigoths reached the walls of Rome itself. For the first time in 800 years, an enemy stood inside the eternal city. They took everything of value, leaving nothing. The shockwave hit the world. If Rome could fall, nothing was safe. In the east, Constantinople watched in horror, but stayed behind its walls. The west was now a collection of barbarian kingdoms with a Roman name. For 51 AD, the ultimate nightmare arrived. Attila the Hun, the scourge of God. He wanted nothing but total destruction. Rome and the Goths had to join forces one last time to stop him. The 10th of June, for 51 AD, the Battle of the Catalonian Plains. A clash of worlds. Attila was stopped, but the West was a skeleton. There was nothing left to give. For 55 AD, the Vandals attacked by sea. They looted Rome for 14 days. They stripped the gold off the temples and the silk off the walls. For 70 AD, Rome was city of shadows. For 75 AD, a boy named Romulus Augustulus was crowned emperor. He was a puppet. The real power belonged to the barbarian generals. The 20th of September for 76 AD, a general named Odoacer decided the farce was over. He didn't kill the boy. He just sent him away and took the crown. The Western Roman Empire, born in 753 BC, was officially dead. The year is for 77 AD. The West is silent, but the East is still screaming. In Constantinople, they didn't call themselves Byzantines. They were still Romans. They kept the laws, the taxes, and the iron discipline of the legions. 527 AD, Emperor Justinian rises. He wanted the whole world back. He sent his greatest general, Belisarius, to reclaim the lost lands. They retook North Africa. They retook Italy. They even retook Rome, but the land was a graveyard. The glory was gone, replaced by ghosts. 541 AD, a new plague arrived. It killed half the population of the East. For the next 900 years, the East fought a losing battle against time. In the West, the Dark Ages began. Knowledge was hidden in monasteries. Latin was forgotten. The great concrete domes began to crumble. But Rome never truly left us. It just changed its face. Our laws, our languages, and our cities are built on Roman bones. Every time you speak a Romance language, you are speaking to Caesar. 30 May 1453, the walls of Constantinople are breached. The last Roman emperor died fighting as a common soldier on the walls. 2,200 years of history ended in a single day of fire. Rome didn't fail because it was weak. It failed because it was human. It was a dream of order in a world of chaos. A dream that lasted millennia. We study Rome not to see how it lived, but to see why we survived. The legion may be gone, but the spirit of the Iron Eagle remains. This was the story of the rise, the split, and the fall.